This trip is everything. It encompasses energy, landscape, agriculture, I think literally everything. And it's something very related to a current generation and also the history. And I think it's a great point of learning towards energy, culture, community, and how as a community we are growing.
The Appalachia Energy Immersion Trip is about a 10-day experience that takes students to West Virginia, which for a long time has been one of the centers of our country's energy production. We explore and we experience firsthand by talking to community members, hearing their stories about coal, its history, its impacts on the communities, both positive and negative, and also on the landscape, the environment, and then what people are doing nowadays, moving the region sort of beyond coal to the next phase, whether that's continuing to have extractive industries like natural gas or other forms of community development from outdoor recreation to renewable energies.
One of my favorite activities was going down to Morris Creek and taking macroinvertebrate samples, which I'm not studying anything related to like earth sciences or biology, but learning about the environmental consequences of coal mining and acid mine drainage, and then seeing that actually come into play in the natural environment was very interesting. And so this trip has made me question what I want to study at Dartmouth. It's always like these little or big experiences that kind of shift your perspective on what you want to do and what kind of impact you want to have.
Might seem on the surface that it's just academic travel, it's studying and learning about energy, but it's definitely more than that. You get to talk to people, you communicate, you learn about energy, you learn about the legacy, the huge traditions, how it has like flowed down from one family to the other, how the energy framework has changed over the years. Coming here, I think it humbles you and makes you understand what you're part of.
I feel that I'm going to have a much more nuanced and community-oriented perspective when thinking about how a country, a state, or internationally, we are looking to reduce our emissions and find a stable, climate-friendly future. And so this trip has really taught me to look at these sorts of systems more holistically and understand the entire picture, as opposed to just numbers on a page.
As energy users, it's really important to understand that the power that we're having ultimately comes from communities, and we should take accountability for the impact that the energy is having on those communities so that when we go back to Dartmouth, we think a little bit differently about the ways that we are advocating for, that we are innovating for change, keeping those communities in mind so that we can work towards livable futures for us all.